guys, let's talk about the 10 Romantasy books that I still want to read this year. So, they're all good. Let's try that again. So, I started my YouTube channel towards the end of January. So, I did not do the 25 books to read in 2025. And to be honest, I really feel like I missed out on that video timing and that video trend. So I wanted to do the 10 Romantasy books that I still want to read in 2025. What I thought I would do is categorize it by picking a couple of books on my shelf, a couple of new releases, and a couple of books that have just been released recently. And by recently, probably talking about the last 5-6 months or so. Let's begin. Let's start off with the Romantasy books that are on my shelf. The first book that I'm still wanting to read this year is Enchantra. I've actually not read Phantasma, so I actually want to read Phantasma first and then go to Enchantra. Phantasma is on my Kindle. Now, I've not read the back of this book, and I'm not going to read it out to you guys because I don't want to get any spoilers for the first book. But I know that this involves involves games, and there's two sisters. I think the first book follows the first sister, second book follows the sister, and that's all I know. Yeah. But I think these are just over 400 pages, so they're not too long. And I think they'll be quite a good fun read. I often chat to colleagues and friends and ask them like what they're currently reading, let them know what I'm currently reading. But now when I get to this book and people ask me what I'm reading and want to see the cover of the book or look on Goodreads and see the cover, I'm like, I don't know if I should feel embarrassed or have a good laugh because the cover says Enchantra, a spicy fantasy romance. Anyways, that's all good. I don't mind. So the second book off my shelf that I still want to read this year is Quicksilver. Quicksilver is the first book out in a series. The second book has not come out yet, and it is the Fae and Alchemy series. Our main female character possesses a power that no one knows about, and she's been stealing from the underling queen for as long as she can remember, and she mistakenly binds herself to Kingfisher, who is a handsome fae warrior with an agenda of his own. Yeah, so this looks really interesting. Apparently it's got a really cool magic system, but actually I've seen this book everywhere on Book Talk, but I actually don't know too much about it. I am very drawn to the cover. I think it's absolutely beautiful. I definitely prefer this cover to the new cover that's coming out or is already out. Whenever my toddler looks at my books, she always is quite drawn to the butterfly on this page. The next book off my shelf that I'm wanting to read this year, or actually I really want to pick this up quite soon because it's really calling to me. So it's a world ruled by stars. Actually, let me read the back to you guys. So it says here, in a world ruled by stars, cruel and merciless gods, Alara has been cursed by fates. A prophecy promised she will fall for a star, but it will kill them both. When the star of wrath and war descends to hunt Alara, the neighboring kingdom sees an opportunity to take her from her home, the kingdom of night, to Helios, the kingdom of light. Oh, okay, so she's taken from the kingdom of night to the kingdom of light, where she strides straight into the arms of an enemy prince. There, Alara is forced to either let Prince Lorenzo train her into a weapon worthy of battling against the tyrannical region of the stars, or to accept her fate. But there are shadows even within the kingdom of light, and they threaten to reveal the darkness in Lorenzo's past and the ancient magic that slumbers in Alara's veins, and with it all, the undeniable star-crossed pull between them. Apparently, this is a really good example of what a romantasy should be like. That's what I've heard. I don't know if it's right or wrong. And apparently there's lots of yearning and enemies to lovers, and it's just absolutely fantastic. I think it's got quite a good rating on Goodreads, so I'm really looking forward to picking this up quite soon. The fourth book on my shelf that I'm wanting to read is The Serpent and the Wings of Night. Guys, I want to pick this up soon. I think I've said that a couple of times already, but I need to pick up this book this year. Everyone's read it, and I'm the last person who's not read this book, so I need to pick this one up soon. Let's move on to new releases that have been released in the last 5 or 6 months or so. The next couple of books I've seen all over BookTok recently. The first one is Diabound. I'm filming on my phone, so I've just grabbed my husband's phone to look up on his Goodreads. Diabound, I think, has a really good rating. It was released on the 25th of February 2025, so a couple of months ago, and it's marketed as Fourth Wing meets The Hunger Games. Apparently this involves bonding trials with wolves. So book number 6 is Silver Elite by Danny Francis. I think this book at the moment is everywhere on BookTok and everywhere on BookTube. Whenever I go onto my app, I at least see this book 5 or 6 times. And probably when I read it, I'm going to make TikToks and like shorts on it because apparently it's a really good book. I've heard it's more dystopian than romantasy, but I'm still going to put it on this list because I think it is marketed as a romantasy. Again, I think this one's also marketed as like Hunger Game-esque. On Goodreads, the book description says, in the first book of a sizzling dystopian romance series, psychic gifts are a death sentence, and there are rules to survive. Trust no one, lie to everyone, and whatever you do, don't fall for your greatest enemy. Seems right up my alley. So it says Ren Darlington has spent her whole life in hiding, honing her psychic abilities and aiding the rebel uprising in small ways. On the continent, being modified means certain death, and Ren is the most powerful mods in existence. Oh wow, okay, so it looks like psychic gifts are a death sentence, and she has a psychic gift, and she is quite a strong, or has quite strong powers, it looks like, or quite strong psychic abilities. When one careless mistake places her in the hands of the enemy and she's forced to join their most elite training program, she's finally handed the perfect opportunity to strike a devastating blow from inside their ranks. Lie to everyone. But the training for Silver Block can be deadly, especially when you're harboring dangerous secrets and living in close quarters with anyone who wants you dead. And whatever you do, don't fall for your greatest enemy. As the stakes grow even higher, Ren must prove herself to Silver Block. But that's easier said than done when your commanding officer is the ruthless and infuriating, irresistible Cross Redden, who doesn't miss anything when it comes to her. And as war rages between the mods like her and those who aim to destroy them, Ren must decide just how far she's willing to go to protect herself and how much of the continent is worth saving. That actually looks really good. Like, should I just read all of these books next month? Because they all look so good. Now, this next one I've heard mixed reviews on. So it's called On Wings of Blood. And there are 2 books out. It's the Blood Wing Academy. Book 1 is On Wings of Blood, and book 2, I don't know what the name is of book 2, hang on. Book 2 is The Bond That Burns, and there is a book 3 coming out, and this is all by Briar Boylan. Yeah, I'm putting the first book on my 10 romantasy books I want to read this year. It's got dragons, which seems right up my alley, and this is marketed as a Harry Potter with Fourth Wing and Zodiac Academies. Book number 8 that I'm wanting to read is Voice of the Ocean by Kelsey and Pisha K. Am I pronouncing that right? And she's actually a well-known YouTuber. She does Sims gaming. I grew up loving The Sims, absolutely loving The Sims. So I, in the last couple of years, have watched a couple of her Sims videos and love it. She's really good at storytelling. Anyways, she's recently released her first book, A Voice in the Ocean, and it is her first novel that she's released. It's a young adult romantasy book. It's a reimagining of The Little Mermaid, and I am so excited to pick this one up. I think it will be a good read because she's really good with her storytelling on her channel. So I am really excited to pick this one up. So let's move on to books that are still going to be released this year. The next one is Bond of Hercules. So Bond of Hercules is only going to be released on the 28th of October. And I read the first book this year and gave it a 5-star. Our main female character goes through quite a lot in the first book. And the way she thinks about things and the way her internal monologue is, she is really funny, and the things she thinks about is hilarious. She is going through a dire situation. However, her internal monologue makes me laugh so much. So it's got some humor and some plot. But yeah, I'm excited to pick that one up. And the last book on my list is The Primal of Blood and Bone. I had to look down at the name because all the names of the books can be quite similar. But this is the next book in the From Blood and Ash series. Now, as of this month, I am up to date with all the books. So now I just have to wait until September before this one comes out. The From Blood and Ash series got me back into Romantasy. So that series does have a special place in my heart. Those are the 10 Romantasy books that I am hoping to pick up for the rest of the year. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all are having an incredible reading month.